This is the new Lumix S9. Think of it like an S5 II, only in a smaller, more colorful body. In this video, I've got the deets on the S9 and I'll explain what it's like using it because thanks to Lumix, I was able to get my hands on the S9 a bit early. So Lumix invited me and a bunch of other creators from around the globe to the Lumix Global Summit in Osaka, Japan, and it was an incredible time of collaboration and just an incredible time of creativity with a bunch of other creators that, you know, have had their hands on Lumix cameras. So thank you so much, Lumix, for the invite and the opportunity to come to the Lumix Global Summit. And at the summit, we got our hands on the Lumix S9, and here's some things that you need to know about this camera right here. The S9 comes in several new color flavors: red, blue, green, and a traditional black. Technically, they have special official color names. The biggest thing you'll notice is that the S9 has no EVF, screen-only shooting. The L-mount body is not weather sealed, has one mic input, no headphone input, micro HDMI, USB-C, articulating screen, and a dedicated LUT button. The ISO, white balance, and autofocus settings are on the dial. There is no ventilation, and while using it, I did notice it getting pretty warm, especially shooting in 6K open gate. Which brings me to some of the other features of the S9, which by the way comes at a price tag of around $1,500. I mentioned it shoots 6K open gate, which is incredible in this tiny body of a camera. The S9 also has DCI 4K, 4K, and Full HD settings, but the new addition is the MP4 Lite, which is a 4K version of OpenGate at 3840 by 2560 3:2 aspect ratio and 30p at 50 megabits. This is specifically for faster transfer speeds from camera to phone via the new Lumix Lab app that was announced during the summit. This will speed up video content creation for Reels, Shorts, and TikTok. The Lumix Lab app allows you to quickly connect to your Lumix camera and transfer files or LUTs. It does have some coloring ability, allowing you to create your own LUTs and transfer them over to your S9 for real-time LUT or my photo style shooting. You can also download other creators' LUTs to use for in-camera coloring. I'll most likely have more about the app, but that's a great addition to the Lumix system. On the S9, you can now load up to 39 LUTs in camera. You also have the ability to stack LUTs and set opacity of the LUTs if you want a less intense look. I would love to see this feature as a firmware update on the S5 II and S5 IIX, as well as standard on future Lumix cameras. This will really speed up post-production. One of the features that really stood out to me on the S9 was the hybrid zoom. This is an extended zoom feature. For example, it'll turn your 28 to 200 millimeter into a 28 to 624 millimeter in photo and 28 to 309 millimeter in video mode. It really allows you to extend the reach of your zoom lenses. Then you also have crop zoom for fixed focal length lenses. And I already mentioned that it comes in a few different colors, and that's kind of fun. Whatever fits your vibe, right? Okay, so what is it actually like using the S9? I mean, it is a little bit different of a body style than, you know, the S5 II and the S5 II. It's kind of like a little brother of those cameras right there. So first of all, one of the things that you notice right away is that the stabilization is really good. I mean, especially with those new updates that came for the S5 II and S5 IIX with the stabilization, especially with the electronic stabilization in the high mode. I mean, yes, it crops in a little bit, but really, do you even need a gimbal anymore? I don't think you even need a gimbal anymore. The same is true with the S9. However, it is a little bit lighter of a camera, so your hands might be just a little shakier when holding this camera. Second of all, one of the things I found when using the S9 is that the real-time LUT feature, having all of those different LUTs that you can choose from with this camera is actually kind of fun to just kind of shuffle through them. With a dedicated LUT button, you can really just kind of shuffle through those LUTs. And I love the fact that Lumix has 39 LUTs. I love the odd number of LUTs. I'm not even joking. I actually really like that. Not 40, 39 that you can have on the S9. I don't know if that's going to be an update for the S5 II or S5 IIX where you can upload that many LUTs to those cameras, but the S9 you can have 39 LUTs on here that you can choose from and shuffle through. And it's really kind of fun just to see the different look that you get with some of those different LUTs. The third thing is that the MP4 Lite is going to be great for content creators who want to get, content out really fast. I mean, the bitrate on it is super low, but the quality doesn't seem to be that much lower. So it doesn't seem to be grainy, pixelated, or anything like that. So having that light version, and that MP4 Lite in the 4K open gate option gives you some versatility when it comes to the different types of content that you want to create. So I think the Lumix Lab app is good, but it has the potential to be great. And I think there's a lot of good things about this app. The fact that you can, quickly transfer files or LUTs to the camera, or back and forth to the phone. However, there is a little bit of connectivity issues that I found. I would kind of wish that it was like just all of a sudden it's like automatically connected to the phone and to the camera. But I think that the potential with the Lumix Lab app, I think it's there, and as they continue to improve it, it's only going to get better. I would love to see some more camera control on that app. I think what they'll do is move some of the sync options over to that app, and so my guess is eventually you'll be able to actually control the camera with the Lumix Lab app. So on a personal note, where does the S9 actually fit in, my workflow? For me, I think this is going to be a great grab and go camera, right? So, we're going on like a family hike, or, we're going on a little trip or something like that. This will be the camera that I will snag real quick. I can honestly just toss it probably in a pocket, really, especially with the 26mm, pancake lens that is, being announced with this camera as well. So this is really just a grab and go camera for me. It might also be just a little bit more of a behind the scenes type camera as well. I can just toss it on a tripod real quick. With the type of work that I do, I'm not going to be using this in a professional setting at all. And I don't think that's what this camera is for at all. It's not a professional setting camera. It's a great street photography camera. It's a great content camera, but I'm not going to be putting this and shooting interviews with it on a corporate shoot or anything like that. However, it might make for a great behind the scenes, set up on a tripod, behind the scenes camera if I want to, shoot some of my setup or tear down, or, just behind the scenes, anything really when it comes to a video shoot. So who is this camera for, the Lumix S9? I really think it's for street photographers. It's for people who like compact camera systems. It's for people who just want to make quick content for Reels, Shorts, TikTok. So if you fall in that category, this might be a good camera for you. So in summary, I'm excited for some of what the S9 brings to future cameras when it comes to some of the different features that the S9 has. And again, I just want to say thank you to Lumix for bringing me to beautiful Japan for the Lumix Global Summit, and just having a great time in Osaka, Japan. Honestly, it was an amazing experience, and I'm so grateful, Lumix, for that opportunity. So let me know what you think about the Lumix S9. We can get a conversation started down in the comments. Is it something that you see in your workflow at all? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you down in the comments.